Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to game week 2 of season 3, hosted by your hosts here at Top Tier Talk, where it's just myself, Amir, and Daniel this week. Chavez currently on holiday, so he'll be back soon to join us, whether it be game week 4 or 5, we'll never know, but we'll get back into it. Starting off straight away, we'll get Arsenal and Chelsea out the way, and then Daniel back to his classic 1 minute of Watford waffle for the championship. So Arsenal a little bit of a dominant performance against Leicester with a 4-2 win. You know, the one of two teams to win both their games out of the two games they played this current Premier League campaign. And Chelsea, Amir, a 2-2 dramatic draw. So let's get straight into it. So, Amir, talk us through the 2-2 Chelsea draw. It seems to be a big rivalry because Conte and Tuchel at the end with a bit of a hustle and tussle, both red carded.
That's true. Before we do start, boys, I want to ask you, Thomas Tuchel, Antonio Conte in a scrap, who's winning?
Tuchel.
Conte.
Tuchel, mate. Tuchel's got the height on him.
Tuchel just looks too gangly though. Conte's just like
Conte's got rage, isn't it?
I reckon Tuchel wins that.
Tuchel's angry as well. I've seen Tuchel angry. I reckon Tuchel has him all day, every day.
Yeah.
The reach as well. But yeah, no, that's a little like sidetrack. But yeah, no. What can I say about that game? A brilliant performance by Chelsea. I mean, the only big worry or issue I would have is that we didn't put the game to bed earlier. But no, that game was ruined by one man, and that was Anthony Taylor. I hope that guy never referees a Chelsea game ever again in his life, man. That guy has an agenda against us. He made not one but two mistakes that led to both their goals. And you know what? He still hasn't come out and said anything. Just protected by the FA. It's absolutely ridiculous. The first goal we can all talk about. I guess, Dan, me and you watched it together. You can have some difference in opinion. You said he might have got the ball. I said he didn't.
Oh yeah, he got more of the man. But yeah.
I let that one slide. Richarlison is offside and blocks the view of Mendy, and he doesn't get called for offside. Do you guys think that was offside firstly?
I mean, he is offside, but it's also one of them ones where he's not directly in front of the ball.
He looks in front of Mendy to me, if I'm honest.
I think if Højbjerg goes near post, like towards Mendy's near post, and Richarlison standing there, he'll be flagged for offside because he's closest to the ball. But because he's cut across the ball and the ball goes across everyone, I think that's why it's not given. Because he is standing offside. You can see he's standing offside. Yeah. But I think it's because it cuts across everyone and not just.
But he does shuffle out of the way, or does shuffle, and like, do you know what I mean? That's. I thought it was offside, but what do you think of that?
It's a similar situation that happened to Arsenal not too long ago, wasn't it? Where we played you, wasn't it, Amir? Where we played you, and one of our players was offside, and it was the same kind of scenario where I think it was.
It was Xhaka, wasn't it?
Do you remember?
Yeah.
One of the players was offside when it was a Xhaka boom. Do you remember when we won?
Yeah, Xhaka's goal. Yeah.
And it was like, it's offside. And, you know, like, I think if it's infringing on the defenders, I think it'd be offside. But because it's his goalkeeper, you can't really just say, get out of the way completely all the time out of the way of the goalkeeper. But with regard to, I just want to touch on that first thing with the Havertz foul, which led to the kind of first goal for Spurs. Yes, it's a foul, in my opinion. I think that was a foul outright, like Doherty. I'm bringing Arsenal into it, but if that was Granit Xhaka making that challenge, that'd probably be a yellow for him, and it'd been brought back. You see what I mean?
No, I agree with that. And the issue of that is not just Anthony Taylor, because referees can make mistakes. They're human. I don't doubt that. But the dumbasses in VAR that don't tell him to go back and look at the foul or anything like that. It's absolutely ridiculous to me. But the first goal, people have had different opinions. People have different opinions. Okay, I let that slide. It's 1-1. We score the second. Reece James, great finish.
Mm-hmm.
Then the corner comes in. Romero is pulling Cucurella's hair.
Yes, I saw that.
And he doesn't do anything. If that's a foul, we get the goal kick. Mendy boots it up, other side of the pitch. The game is done, in my opinion. I don't think we're conceding. They get the second corner, a goal. How on earth does he not stop that for a foul, or VAR tell him to stop that? I don't get this guy at all.
I definitely think he got cheated out of that game. I think
one goal I can live lucky. With, but two goals is ridiculous. Yeah. No, that guy
the only thing I was obviously watching it with Jack. The only thing that I said to him afterwards, I was like, you can't rely on referees to essentially win you the game. as you said, you should have put the game to bed. You should have been free off. You was in control of that game
Yeah, but
for
Dan, there's
about
also making.
83 minutes.
I'm a big boy. I can take a mistake. It
Oh yeah.
happens. But
Oh
two
yeah. No.
mistakes and
Oh
two
yeah.
goals
No.
from it.
Oh yeah. 100. It's frustrating, but it's also, as I said, you were in charge of the game for a solid 80, 83 minutes. You should have been 3 or 4 to the good. It shouldn't be
100%.
whether he's made 1 or 2 mistakes. Whether you could argue he could have made another mistake, and you still should have been in the clear. It was poor decision making, poor finishing.
I still think it affects the
Even
morale
like
of the team.
the Sterling miss or the Havertz miss and stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe, especially
but
the
it's
Havertz
also,
was clipped
but,
out.
but even before the mistakes, Chelsea should have been ahead, miles ahead.
I agree. I
Should
do
have been
agree.
clear.
But like when shit like that happens in a game, like for example, when Havertz was complaining to the ref about how he should have had a foul, it maps with his head, and then he's kind of thrown off. He's tilted for the rest of the game because he's like, well, this game's against us. There's no point really trying. And then the second goal goes in. Like, obviously, it's in the 90th minute, but then you feel like the whole thing's going against you. So let's say, for example, next week with whoever you play, it could like just throw you off and be like, well, what's the point anymore? You know?
That's true, but all I hope is that silly ref never referees a Chelsea game again. I know the petition's nearly on. Before I checked it, I think I checked it this morning, it's on 92,000 people, so definitely reached over 100,000. But what I want is a bit of accountability from the refs. Not maybe have an interview, maybe bring out a statement, like admit you're wrong or apologize or something. I know it's not going to change it, the result or anything, but at least something. Like they don't learn from their mistakes. Like the guy's pulling his hair. In which sport can you pull someone's hair and it's not a foul? Like, Jesus.
I think the worst one was it happened to Bournemouth when they got relegated with the whole Villa feature when the goal line technology didn't work or something like that.
Yeah,
and it happened to
I
us as well. And the FA come out and gave us written apologies, and we're like, well, obviously different scenarios, you're going to be fine from the top of the table, but we were both like, well, can we cash in the written apologies for points? Like, what do you want us to do with these? Yeah, I appreciate you saying sorry, but as you said, you can't do anything. Same as if the FA come out and go, oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, what does a sorry do?
And then the week after, yeah, it doesn't.
Like if I knock you out and you bounce your head off the pavement, and then all of a sudden you're in a coma, am I just going to, when you wake up, it's like, oh, sorry.
Soz lad.
Sorry, geezer.
Sorry, you're going to come for about 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, I wasted 10 years.
But yeah, so if it happens again, and after, and the week after, and the week after, how? But it's also they come out today, which. So you know how, for example, how they used to like retrospectively ban players after the incident, they'd go back and watch it, but they don't do that with VAR because the referee sees it and the panel sees it, so they're not doing it. They come out this morning and said Romero's not getting any punishment because it's been dealt with during the game.
Dealt properly, but yeah, just to bring back into some light on this, it was a great game of football for a neutral, especially the fights, everything. That's what every derby should be about. I hope all the derbies are like that, not like stupid Pep and Klopp who like hug each other and kiss each other, like, oh yeah, no, we're both so good. No, I want scraps, and that's what Antonio Conte and Tuchel brought. That's how a derby should be, and it always should be that. We should leave it there. It was a good game of football. I'm not going to be salty about it. I'm salty, but like, I'm over it now, to be honest. Let's move on to L. Someone in London who's having a good time.
I am actually, yeah. 4-2. 4-2. Arsenal. You know, people going into that game thinking Leicester are a bookie team, thinking, you know, it's going to be a quite tough 3 points to get with the likes of Maddison, Vardy still in that team. Obviously, the likes of Schmeichel, maybe Tillemans joining us. He might not have been on his A game against us, but who knows it. But nevertheless, what fantastic, again, performance from us. As I said at the start of this video, when we're only one of 2 teams that have won both games out of their Premier League campaign so far. And Gabriel Jesus, my God in heaven. Remember when everyone at the start, when their fantasy was like, oh, I'm going to take him out. He didn't score in the first game against Palace. Bang. There you go. 2 goals and 2 assists, just like that. An absolute wonder kid. Do you see him? Do you see him in that game? Anyone watch it?
I did. And to be honest, I really like the passion he shows and like how much he runs and stuff. Like I'm going to be honest, I might have underestimated him at City. Maybe it was a mistake on their part, maybe letting him go, because how vital he's been for you so far. He's been 2 games in, and in pre-season, he's shown very good signs. I think, to be honest, I'm going to give Arsenal some praise here. I think, even watching the All or Nothing, I think there's a little process going on here. Like, the players you're buying smart process. Yeah, as Elliot would say, you're buying smart players now. All the players you want proven, Zinchenko having good game.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Zinchenko again,
Saliba, even though he gave the own goal away.
This is what I love about that. I was going to speak about that. The Saliba own goal. He, for example, head down, come on. He was just like, oh, for God's sake, like, I've got my own goal. No one in this goddamn stadium gave a shit. And I loved it. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was just like, it doesn't matter. Just get on with it. Let's keep going. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that obviously all the fans in Boom or anything like that, they were just like, who cares, bro? Just move on. And everyone was like backing him up, saying it's fine, it's fine. He loved that. Morale increased. Team, honestly, this team is absolutely fantastic at the moment.
It's almost. I'm not comparing you two, but it's almost, you know how Liverpool wanted Van Dijk, and then they couldn't get him, and I was like, we'll wait. And then wanted Van Dijk, didn't get him. I was like, okay, we'll wait, and then finally got him. You've almost done the same with Jesus. Like, you're buying properly now. Almost like last season, you bought him. I was like, oh, we need a midfielder. We can't get Tielemans. Oh, we'll just go and get Lokonga. Oh,
But he's a bit more of the future, though. To be honest, I wouldn't.
oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah, no,
Lokonga's, yeah.
but you know what I mean? Just like buying whoever.
I think they bought some.
like-
I think the last 2 summers they bought really well. To be honest, maybe.
Oh yeah, but it's also maybe they made a couple that. You know what I'm trying to say? They couple bit in the rush, but they're like, they wanted Ben White. They waited for him. They got him. They wanted a striker. Not Pep. Arteta wanted Jesus after working with him under Pep. Got him.
Yeah.
Do you
It was
know,
a very
it's-
good
it's
signing.
all
Like,
sort of
you
coming into
only
play,
can give them praise, really, to be honest. And
Yeah.
The thing I like about this team as well, if you see it about the substitutes as well, we start that game with Zinchenko, Saliba, Gabriel, and Ben White. We then sub on Tierney and Tomiyasu at left back and right back. That squad depth is absolutely phenomenal. And in the midfield, we've got the likes of Granit Xhaka and Partey. And although you'd like an extra kind of midfielder like Tielemans to be that backup kind of player in case something goes wrong, you've still got, as you say, Dan Lokonga. Maybe he's not a bit of an experience, but he's still there to do a job. Fabio Vieira, when he comes back, although you can probably slot him there, who knows? Or you could put Maitland-Niles back in there. Do you know what I mean?
You've still got Smith Rowe to come back because he's injured as well, isn't he? Is he still injured?
You know, he's back. He was on the bench.
Is he back now? Oh, okay.
So we got him and Martinelli on the left. We got Odegaard, and then obviously Vieira whenever he wants to join us, and number 10 role. And then on the right, you got Saka, and then Pepe wants to be a part of this as well. Because I remember there was a thing about Arteta wanted to get rid of Pepe, and Pepe was like, no, I want to fight for my place. And by all means, fair play. Why not? Let the kid do it. If he wants to fight and show us why he wants to play right wing instead of Saka, I'm all for it. Do you know what I mean? If someone plays better than another, I don't care who you are. If you play better than the other person in that role, I prefer you. And then up front, that squad depth of Gabriel Jesus, and then for the last 10, Nketiah comes on. And Nketiah last season, as you guys know, for the last duration of that, 5-10 matches was fantastic for us. And
just poaching goals.
Exactly. And, you know, we've got such an easy kind of run of games for the next kind of 3-4 games now. We've got Bournemouth away next game, which will be a good game for us to win. Another 3 points we should get. And then Fulham after that at home, which is another 3 points. And then I think it's Villa at home and then Manchester United away, which will be our first battle. But at the moment, it seems to be pretty set in stone that we'll beat them. I don't want to jinx it though, so touch wood.
Famous last words.
Famous last words, but yeah. No, nothing to say other than Arsenal. They're just absolutely fantastic at the moment. I can't fault it. Do you know what I mean? Every one of the fans are behind the club. Everyone's loving it. Do you know what I mean?
It's a good atmosphere. I spoke to a few Arsenal fans where I was on Saturday evening. They would say the atmosphere's buzzing. Everyone's happy right now. And that's literally how football should be and not toxic. So let's go on to the biggest banter club in the whole of the Premier League. Let's go to Manchester United. What do you lot think, bro? 4-0. You know, these men are dusted.
I'm going to start this off. Right? I'm going to start this
Fair
off.
play, Brentford. Fair play, Brentford.
Hold on. Yeah. Fair play, Brentford. But let me start this off. That was one of the worst halves for Manchester United football clubs I've ever seen in my entire life. Their ball play from David De Gea was abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. I don't know what is going on through these guys' heads. I don't know.
Listen, I'm an advocate for playing it out from the back. But if it's not safe, don't do it for the sake of it. Kick the ball long sometimes. Don't know what these keepers do. Go on, Dan.
Playing it out the back if you can actually play it out from the back. Like,
yeah, man.
It's just constant clips of just De Gea kick. Like, if you refresh your Twitter feed every 10 minutes when you know how to play it, there's a different clip of De Gea kicking the ball out of play.
Thing is, I back what you said though, Dan, about fair play Brentford, because no one thought that Brentford would go and smack Man United 4-0. No one thought that.
They didn't think they'd win, let alone put 4 past them. Whether Man United are crap or not, they're still Man United. They've still got. Bruno played, Rashford played, Ronaldo played, Ericsson played, De Gea's played.
Yeah. Ericsson's probably thinking, I should have stayed at Brentford. Why am I here? Take me back to London.
They're sitting in third. They're sitting in third at the minute.
Exactly. Like, for fair play to them, honestly, they're quite like a Crystal Palace club, aren't they? Where you go to Brentford and it's kind of tough to get your 3 points there. And
I thought they might have had the second syndrome that like the championship clubs do, but
if you look at Brentford, just over since they were promoted, well, they beat Chelsea, comfortably at the bridge. They beat Arsenal first game of last season. They drew against Liverpool twice, have they not? And obviously now they're now beaten United. Like they're getting points off big teams.
I thought you were about to say the title contenders, and I was like, huh?
No.
That's a Daniel show, isn't it? But no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably put one of my not controversial, but one of my shouts. I reckon that Martinez guy that Man United signed could be one of the worst signings this summer.
See how Arsenal did though? We duped them into purchasing him.
How
They
much
were
they
acting
paid?
all
15 million?
interested.
15 million, 5'7". I know I talked before about height not being a factor, but this guy's actually ain't that good, is he? They leaked 4 this game. What was it the game before they lost? Was it 2-0? Who did they lose to?
2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
48.3 million they paid for him with 8.4 add-ons.
And quickly,
So-
very quickly as well. What's it
655
called?
million.
What are they doing with Varane?
Why isn't Varane playing? I don't
Yeah.
get this. Why is Maguire still captain in this team?
Yeah.
The decision making that goes on at this club is actually dumb. Why have they been going for De Jong this long? If De Jong don't want to come,
De Jong's going to Chelsea, it sounds like now, doesn't it?
if he don't, every day I hear something different. But if you're Man United, De Jong says no to you first time, you move on to Neves, you move on to your next targets. But they're not just banking on this one guy. And then they should sign other people. If Ronaldo don't want to come, just sell him, terminate the contract. If you don't want to stay there, get someone else. I don't know why they just hold on to.
How poor this club is at the minute. They've been rumoured with Sarr.
Mate, I heard Jamie Vardy. I've heard Arnautovic.
Well, no,
Adrian
but
Rabiot.
exactly, Elliot. We're a championship club, and they're trying to buy our players, and they're Man United.
Yeah.
Just sort your stuff out.
They're not the Man United anymore. And to be honest, even Adrian Rabiot's mum's trying to shag them for more wages, bruv. Imagine Adrian Rabiot's mum is trying to get more wages out of you.
Yeah.
This club is so dusted right now, and I feel sorry for Ten Hag a bit.
Do you guys actually? I've got a question for you. Do you what's it called? Feel bad about United, or are you pretty happy about it?
No, I'm actually kind of happy. These lot were winning league titles all the time throughout our childhoods, 4-0, 5-0 every game with Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo, and Berbatov. So I'm happy they're downfall. Don't affect me.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
What about you? You a bit upset? Do you want them to come back into the topic again?
Yeah,
No.
Elliot hates it.
I don't know. It's just like when you see such a big club go downhill, you think, oh, it's a bit like, oh, okay, fair enough. You expect them to stay quite like up there, don't you? And steadily go down, but these guys have just gone
down, man. It's just banter every day. Something else is coming out with United. That's just so.
I think it's boys. What do you reckon will happen though if Man United lose their next game without scoring as well? Without scoring,
there's obviously big issues. I think that the guys at the top have to sell the club, man. I think that they're not running it right. Every day, something new's coming out. Every leaks, whatever.
But then what do you do? Because let's say, for example, you get new owners.
You have to restart from the bottom, mate. You got to cleanse this club, man. You've got
Get rid of everyone.
Yeah, you get rid of every single player that's just not worth it. Not McTominay's, the Maguires, all these people, and then you just got to cleanse the club. You do what Liverpool does.
Just out of curiosity, you were saying there's banter and there's stuff coming out every day about Man United. 8 hours ago from Manchester Evening News, dressing room row erupted between Man United players before Brentford. So again, that was 8 hours ago. It's just, as you said,
before the game.
something every day. For the game.
Jesus, there you go. There's your answer.
The training ground.
Diabolical club. Absolutely
diabolical club. Obviously, we don't have our United fan to obviously say.
He's probably depressed as well, though. Realistically,
He's given up with football. He's gone to bowls. He hates football now.
With
Dan, yeah, you get your minute to waffle about Watford.
Okay, well, same as last week. Before a game that we probably would have lost last season, but we didn't. Unlike last week, though, we did actually get 3 points. Amir, you watched the game. You were at the stadium. Weigh in.
I'll sum up this game. I'll sum this game up in about 15 seconds. Burnley had the. Yeah, I was. Yeah. I was so Burnley had the ball for the majority of the game, did nothing with it. Watford scored from the counter. Watford go down to 10 men. Burnley piled the pressure on. Daniel Backman saves them. Man of the match, Daniel Backman. That's the game. And he can't kick a ball.
He's about to go.
No. Same as De Gea. You probably find Dan Backman compilations of him kicking the ball out of play. It's just,
yeah.
But to be fair, like Burnley were on top, and obviously you can only beat or you could only want to win. But for the start that we've had, we've played, as I said to you the other day, obviously you can't play yourselves. So, and we're in within reason for the top 6. And we played Sheffield, who are going to be with a shout at the top 6. West
Burnley.
Brom, and Burnley. Sorry, and obviously as I said, you can't play yourself. So it's 4 out of the top 6.
You got 7
So
points out of
and
that,
we've
didn't you?
and we've got 7 points.
That's good.
So it's a very good start.
It's funny though, because there seems to be a little bit of a roller coaster with Watford. You guys need to find a way to always come top of the Championship but don't get promoted, because for some reason it just goes downhill for you in the Prem. I don't know what
But the thing
happens.
we've never won the chat.
club.
We haven't won the
Yo-yo.
chat. No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I disagree with the Yo-Yo Club statement because we were in the Premier. What was it, 6 years?
Yo-Yo
5,
Club.
6 years before?
Hold on. No,
That
no,
is true, that is
no.
true.
Wait. You were in the last season, and then 2 seasons ago you were in it then as well, weren't you?
I
What,
guess
so we
hypothetically, if you do
we
get promoted,
if we start carry it going up and down, but we were not stable, but we were in the Prem for, as I said, 5, 6 seasons
you were
before
a
that.
Prem club. You were a Prem club.
Yeah,
He's right.
so as I say, it happens the next couple of seasons. I'd agree with the Yo-Yo statement.
Yeah.
If as I said
Still
to
a
you,
Yo-Yo
when you
club.
look, if you look at Watford are a crap club, and I'm like, yeah, we should be in the Prem. Like, we don't deserve to be.
How do you feel about obviously very quickly Dennis going to Nottingham Forest? How's that? How do you feel about?
I said it last week. If one of the front three leaves, it will actually help us. And you saw how obviously you wouldn't have seen us play before, but you actually looked like how sort of not comfortable because we didn't have the ball, but how sort of we looked a bit more solid with 3 in midfield. They very rarely broke through us.
They just possession ball. He's trying to play make him play a bit like Man City from the back and stuff. And they didn't offer too much.
Yeah, but what was it 15, 20 million? So we've made.
Yeah, he's done alright for that. So, yeah, you've done alright.
We signed him last season for like 3-4 million. Also, a couple of hours ago, Newcastle put in a £20 million bid for João Pedro. That got rejected. So
you're happy.
But really, you gotta the Newcastle. So you're gonna have to. I think he's got the biggest contract.
He'd be benched up.
How much how much minimum for you to consider selling? 30 mil?
At least 35 million.
How old is he?
20.
Fair
enough.
Okay.
Who have you hit
by?
Fair
enough.
Yeah, to end this video, we've actually got our predictions for next week's game, or game week 3's game, should I say? Because
before we do that, I do want to quickly say a little bit on transfers as well, because Chelsea's still in the market. For Fafana, if Fafana happens, we get Aubameyang. How do you feel very quickly as an Arsenal fan if Aubameyang does come to Chelsea? How do you feel about that?
Good for him. I'm not going to hate on the guy if he wants to get game time at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? But he's always going to be an Arsenal legend in my eyes.
Okay.
So regardless of if he plays against us or not, he'll get a round of applause regardless. Do you know what I mean?
And why are we bidding 40 million for Anthony Gordon? What is that about?
That is funny.
That is dumb.
Dumb-ass club sometimes, bruv. So desperate. And this is very, very. I missed this out when I said it, and I want to put Arsenal back down to the pedestal. Do you remember when Arsenal drew 2-2 with Chelsea? They celebrated like a win. That's what Tottenham did as well. So enjoy your draw. Enjoy your win, Tottenham. Enjoy that.
Yeah, no one likes Spurs though, so get in a bit.
No one likes Spurs. Yeah, that's true. But no. We spoke about that. Yeah, we'll go to your predictions then.
Go to predictions. So, boys, first of all, we'll go to the top club, Arsenal. At the moment, we play Bournemouth away. What is your predictions?
3-0 Arsenal.
I'll say 5.
I'll say 5-0 Arsenal. 5-0 Arsenal. Okay. And then Chelsea have got Leeds away.
That's a tough game without Tuchel as well, 1-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, you'll snatch it, won't you? No, I reckon 2-1 actually. I reckon that Rodrigo will get a goal.
I was going to say 2-1. 2-1 or 2-2.
2-1. I reckon Rodrigo will get that goal as well. And then Dan, who have you got lastly?
We've got 2 games. We've got Birmingham tomorrow.
Ooh, Troy Deeney derby.
He's getting a penalty, scoring it, and shushing us. You know what?
Who saw that video of him? Some guy called him Harvey Price, and he got really upset.
He was like, "I ain't done of that." He literally was like, "I Troy, Harvey Price," and he was like,
"Got it then." Who do you think? Birmingham. Deeney hat trick.
3-1. Troy Deeney penalty as well for their one. 3-1 to Watford though, but Troy Deeney penalty. He's gonna. Either way, he's gonna score. Either way, you know what? He's coming.
Do you think he'll celebrate though?
If it's in front of the Watford fan that we'll be giving him stick, then yeah, he'll do something piss. But he'll do like that. He'll do something stupid like that.
Okay.
And just to end off as well, because Chavez isn't here, we'll do it in his name. Manchester United at home to Liverpool.
6-0 Liverpool.
Jesus.
No. Do you know what? I reckon this is a bit...
What? 1-0
I keep
United.
saying this every week because I feel like they're going to change my mind. But, because I feel like United's just going to come out the blue and go bang. But
their squad's terrible. Well, their team's terrible.
I know,
They're
but because they're a Big Six team, they always perform against Big Six teams.
Not last season against Liverpool. I'm going to go 4-0 Liverpool.
But were they not 3-0 down against Liverpool last time out?
I'll go 3-1 Liverpool.
Really
Well, they lost 5-0.
I reckon Ronaldo will
like-
score. Ronaldo will score and it'll be 3-1 Liverpool.
No, yeah. That club is in so much.
What about tonight though as
No.
well? Liverpool Crystal Palace tonight because
No, to be
all
fair-
of us have got Salah in our fantasies, don't we?
To be fair, obviously they did beat Liverpool 4-0 in pre-season, so Chavez is probably hanging on to that somewhere, wherever he is on holiday.
But yeah. What do you reckon tonight, boys?
See-
Liverpool Palace.
I reckon Liverpool's got that.
Yeah, Palace are at home, aren't they?
3-2, yes, it's Selhurst. 3-2, Liverpool.
As I say, it's a tough place to go to, Selhurst. As an Arsenal fan myself
True.
knows. But
That's true.
It's
What could
it's
save
also-
very quickly? We've got about a minute and 40 left. What do you reckon could save United's season? What is it? Is it a few more additions and players?
No.
Is it a new?
a
What really
cleanse.
can save this club? Yeah, a cleanse,
cleanse.
but short term wise, because I don't think by the time they sell a club and all that stuff, the
You
winner.
just- You're still on the transfer market until the end of August, so you need to shortlist a few players, regardless of what they think about like staying or going. You need to shortlist the deadwoods, I'm afraid. So McTominay, you need
But no one
to
wants these players. Who wants these
McTominay,
players?
Luke Shaw,
But
Wan-Bissaka.
also,
I'm
They want
afraid,
20 million.
although he's good, but he's a bit booky. David De Gea shortlist, Maguire shortlist, fucking Rashford's shortlist. You just need to just kind of put them on that list to basically say, yeah, they're available to sell, because then it changes their mindset to just go, shit, yeah, we're actually.
did they not want like 100 million for Rashford, or am I imagining that?
Yeah, PSG were. I think they wanted double what PSG offered, and that was like 60 million or something ridiculous. So yeah, no.
I think that's about it.
I guess we all wish we weren't United.
All right. Well, that finishes up game week 2. Join us next week for game week 3, where we cover hopefully another Arsenal win. In Namir's eyes, hopefully another Chelsea win. And then Watford, let's see if they can get a Troy Deeney penalty against them to go. Wee. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next week. Take care.